Does the allure of self-love surpass the power of motherhood? This question may seem peculiar, but in the realm of mythology, it is a conundrum that presents itself in the tale of Narcissus. Narcissus, known for his striking beauty and excessive self-adoration, is often depicted in symbolism as daffodils, anemones, and other delicate flowers. This is because these blooms encapsulate his physical beauty. Yet, they also represent his lack of individuality and strength, characteristics that mirror the fragile nature of these blossoms. Interestingly, the myth of Narcissus shows a unique fascination with his own body, specifically treating the male genitalia as the epitome of the body. This fixation on male fertility is a distinct feature of the Great Mother archetype. The Great Mother, in her awe-inspiring form, celebrates festivals of fertility and spring dedicated to the young man with his rampant sexuality. More specifically, the focus is on the male organ, which is sacred to the Great Mother as it promises her fertility. One of the earliest examples of such a fertility festival is probably from the Neolithic period in Kogel, Spain, which shows 9 women dancing around a young man carrying a phallus. Over time, however, the personal relationship with the terrifyingly powerful Great Mother evolved. The fertility ritual with the horrific phallus was replaced by love. So instead of a subpersonal ritual promising Earth's fertility to the community, there was a ceremony relating to people. This contrast between the importance of the phallus to the Great Mother and the murder and sorrow that would follow defines the situation of the maturing ego under the dominance of the Great Mother. The young lover's relationship to the Great Mother is an archetypal situation that continues to operate. Overcoming this is a necessary condition for further development of ego consciousness. These sons, or flowers of the gods, are not strong enough to confront the Great Mother. The initiative to interact with them always comes from her, and they are always the victims. The young man at this stage lacks masculinity or any elevated spiritual ego, and is primarily identified with his phallus, which is his main role. The Great Mother loves him only for his phallus and eventually takes it to impregnate herself. These young men with weak egos and without personality have a collective destiny, not their own. They are not individuals, and therefore they do not have individual existence, only ceremonial existence. The Great Mother, in her positive and negative aspects, is not tied to an individual but only to the boy, who is in any case an addition of her, as an archetypal figure. She is not an ego, and she is certainly not a personality. She is rebirth and death. Rebirth is a cosmic, incessant process like life itself. From the perspective of Mother Earth, all vegetation is the same. Every creature born is dear to its mother and remains the same every new spring, just as she does not change. This means that for her, everyone who is born again will always be her beloved son. Later, when the Great Mother mates with the fertile king, father, son, and grandson, they are always the same thing for her, because no matter who brings her the phallus, it is the significant thing. In conclusion, the myth of Narcissus and the archetype of the Great Mother represent a complex interaction between self-love, fertility, and the power of motherhood. These stories from mythology provide a deep insight into the human psyche and the eternal cycle of life, death, and rebirth.